And I'm back with you guys today, and today we're talking about my final beta thoughts and alpha thoughts for that. I did play the alpha and both beta weekends of Call of Duty Modern Warfare, so I feel like I am one of the more qualified people to talk about what I think about this Call of Duty and how I think people are going to be perceiving this Call of Duty in the future of the game, pretty much. This is pretty much a make or break Call of Duty for a lot of people. As you guys know, Call of Duty in the past couple years has been pretty shit. There was news a couple months ago that the Sledgehammer Call of Duty that were going to come out before, obviously after Modern Warfare, it was pretty bad. They obviously did not have good reviews or good, anything about the game. So they pretty much made Treyarch make the game. They're making Black Ops 5 pretty much in 2020. So instead of the usual three parties, thing that we got, where it's like, Treyarch, Infinity Ward, and Sledgehammer, we're gonna have Sledgehammer, Treyarch, Infinity Ward, and then we're gonna have another Treyarch game. So instead of a Sledgehammer, we're gonna get another Treyarch game, and that's part of the reason that Black Ops 4 fucking sucked, because they just didn't have time to be making good DLCs outside of Zombies or Blackout, and that's one of the reasons that the game suffered, unfortunately. And 2020 we're getting Black Ops 5, so this should be a very interesting time for Call of Duty, and pretty much Treyarch and everybody that likes Call of Duty in general. So it's going to be very interesting how the game matures and what we're going to see from the game in general. So with that being said, we have Call of Duty Modern Warfare. It's on a brand new Call of Duty engine, which is something that hasn't happened for a long time. If you guys have played the past like 6 Call of Duties, they've pretty much all felt very similar. No Call of Duty has substantially stood out. Maybe Black Ops 4 as one of the more smoother ones, and Infinite Warfare is one of the most smoother jetpack ones. So it's very interesting now that what they've done with the brand new engine. This feels like a brand new Call of Duty. It feels nothing like the predecessors. It feels nothing like any other game. It doesn't feel like Rainbow. It doesn't feel like Counter-Strike or any of that stuff, obviously. It has its own feel to it. It's still got the Call of Duty vibe to it. It's still got everything, Call of Duty-ish. It's just very different from what we're expecting. So I know a lot of people are like, if it's so similar, then why is it so different too? It's because they're trying something new, man. You can't expect the same Call of Duty game to be released every single year. You can't have Black Ops 2 every single year. It's just not happening. Never happening. So anyway, back to the original thoughts and predictions for this game. I feel like it's going to be a really good game. I just feel like Infinity Ward's post-launch program is going to be insanely good. Usually they are. All the Modern Warfare DLCs have been really good. I keep pressing the wrong button. Sorry. All the post-launch Modern Warfares for Modern Warfares have been alright, excluding IW, and I don't really blame them, because if they were working on this game during IW, I don't blame them, because this game is obviously took a lot of work. You can just tell just from the straight up beta that this game took a lot of work to get working. So it's very interesting to see how that goes. Obviously the level design is a different approach this year. We're not taking the 3-lane map meta like we were before. It is a kind of like a mixture of all types of map designs. It's very interesting. Right now we're just playing some hardcores. I'm not playing too well, honestly, and I'll be the first to say it, just because I honestly am not really paying too much attention. It's very interesting how it's going to go in the later couple years. We'll just have to see, man. I feel like the Battle Royale, if it comes out, it's going to be super fun. I know I've never been really great at many Battle Royales. I'm only really good at Apex Legends. Oh my Jesus fucking Christ, they all spawn there. I've really only been good at Battle Royale when it comes to Apex Legends, and I feel like this game has the ability to be on par with that type of Battle Royale. So we're going to have to see what happens in the future. Damn, he's really behind me. But generally, I really like the game. I like the everything about this game. The only thing I'd maybe tweak is one thing my friend Matt said. Shout out to Red. Link in description. Maybe the time to kill. It's a little bit low. I feel like the mini maps situation, I feel like it's actually not bad. I feel like it was a crutch, not gonna lie. I did make the mini map a big part of my gameplay every single time. So I'm kind of glad that they have a different approach to it, where they're not gonna spoon feed you kills every single time, which is very interesting. That's one of the big focal points of this game. And all the guns feel super satisfying. All the gun like evolutions that you can create with each of the weapons is super fun to see. I don't know why my teammates there just not looking. One big thing is this Call of Duty is super campy. I do feel like the campiness of this game will have some sort of effect, and hopefully they create something to deter camping, such as score streaks or just different changes to the match. So we'll have to see how that goes when it comes to the initial full reveal and full launch of the game. So we're just gonna have to see how it goes. There's no set way this game's gonna play out, so we're just gonna have to see how it plays. I'm really hoping for the best when it comes to COD. Obviously, this is the make or break Call of Duty. If this one's ass, it's done. Call of Duty is pretty much done. The end of an era. Something else will take over. A lot of games have been creeping up on the game. Rainbow Six, Apex Legends, Fortnite. These are all now generation-defining games. Back then, when Call of Duty was that generation-defining game, now it might not anymore, you know? It's very scary to think about. So, very interesting. I like this game. Not gonna lie, I definitely like this game. It does suit one of my playstyles. I like to think of myself as an ambidextrous Call of Duty player. I'm not like an always fast player, although it is one of my preferred methods of playing this game. I don't like playing Call of Duty slow. I like just challenging almost everything, and that's how I am with all of my games. So I feel like this game is super punishable when it comes to a push. If you're not pushing correctly, you're getting punished for it correctly, and rightfully so. So it's very hard contrast there when it comes to how people play this game and how this game will react to those people playing this game. People are not going to like being punished for rushing, but if you think about games like Counter-Strike, where if you rush, you're definitely going to be punished, and that's just how it is. You know, it might create like a difference in the community and stuff like that. Same thing with Rainbow. If you're rushing, you have a higher chance of being punished for it and being a detriment to your team, compared to Call of Duty, where if you rush, you're pretty much fine. Not that big, not the biggest deal in the world, not the biggest game defining moments. I feel like respawn in this game is going to be very interesting. As you can see, spawns are quite varied in this game. You pretty much spawn out almost every single time, no matter whether you have good spawns or not. So it's just really going to have to see how it goes, man. The level design is very interesting. It's something we've never seen before. Usually maps are 3-lane. You can see how this game does feel like a 3-lane. Obviously, like the mid lane, the right lane, the left lane. It's just not necessarily always the case. Please tell me I respawn. Nope, I don't respawn. The game modes are very interesting. They're new. So something we've never seen is like headquarters before. And game modes like cyber attack, which is pretty much like search and rescue, so we kind of see it, but newer game modes like that. If the post-launch sequence isn't good for this game, I feel like it's going to be super hard for this game to rebound from such a honestly positive beta. Like, we don't want the beta to be the best part of this game, the only good memories and the only good parts of this game. So they're going to probably put a lot of effort forward to make sure that doesn't happen. Map design is very interesting. I feel like they're really pushing the boundaries with some of these newer map design techniques, and I like it. I like that they're trying new things. That's one of the big things about Call of Duty. As of late, all the maps have been the same. 3 lanes been boring, and to that I understand, but as a competitor, I don't, because 3 lane is just the most fair, to be completely honest. When you're holding an objective, 3 lanes are literally everything in competitive and how you play the map. So it just really depends on how this game will be perceived by a lot of people. I recommend you guys all try it if you guys haven't already. If you guys, you know, are you coming into this game thinking, oh, it's just another Rainbow, it's another Battlefield? No, it's like its own game. A lot of people have been saying this is a better Battlefield. That's what people have been saying, like notable people like Shroud and stuff like that, just because of like the instant reward and stuff like that, the score streaks and stuff like that. So you really have to play this game for yourself. You shouldn't base your opinions on other people's. This is my opinion on the game. I genuinely like this game. I feel like this game will thrive and will be good as long as the developers and the community in general really helps out. Competitive is going to go to franchising, and I couldn't think of a better game that franchises Call of Duty more than this. It's going to be a little bit hard because this game is quite graphic, a lot of blood and stuff like that. I hope they had a paintball game mode, or a paintball mode, kind of like how AW has it, where it's not like the end of the world if you see blood. You know, you can put on the parental settings and have, you know, some paintballs, so it's not doesn't look super gory. But we'll have to see if that happens. I feel like they should. That'd be a really good idea. But it just depends. It really depends. This game is super up in the air, tossed around topic. There's good things, there's bad things, there's better things that could be done. Could be worse things happening, but thank God there isn't any at the moment. I might get killed here. Yeah. So it's really a toss-up. I can't tell you that this game's the greatest Call of Duty of all time. I did that mistake last time when Black Ops 4 beta came out. I made the mistake of thinking this game's the GOAT, this game's the savior, this game's it. And a lot of us thought so too, and it ended up just being a fluke. This shit was whack. So you have to try it for yourself. There's no such thing as this guy's opinion is the greatest. It's literally like a brand new game. Like, if you think about Rainbow, like nobody really likes Rainbow or knew if Rainbow would work. Not even the developers knew if that Rainbow would work or not. And they gave it a shot, and they killed it. Same thing with everybody that's gotten into Rainbow. People were thinking, this game's kind of ass. I don't know how I feel about this game. This game's not it. It's a copy of this game. It's like this, that. When it, in fact, was its own game. That's how a lot of these games become great. They are their own things, you know? Fortunately, we did lose there only because the scoring was just too low. As you can see, right there, nobody was playing the fucking, point because of score streaks and stuff like that. But it is what it is. Thank you all so much for watching the video. I hope you guys enjoyed. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.